Well, midterm elections are coming. Control of Congress is on the line. And if there's one thing financial markets hate, it's uncertainty. Between now and election day, we could see serious volatility in the markets and the economy. And you owe it to yourself and your family to have a plan. And that's where Noble Gold Investments comes in. Listen to me. For more than a decade, Noble Gold Investments has helped Americans like you diversify with physical gold and silver. They make the process absolutely simple, straightforward, and secure. And for America's 250th, Noble Gold is celebrating by sending you a free 10-ounce U.S. independent silver bar when you open a new qualified account. Just mention Lionel. That's Lionel. Call 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Or visit the special Noble Gold Investments Lionel link below. Election day is coming. Don't let it arrive without a plan. And remember, there's always a risk of investment, and there's no guarantee of any kind. There we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? 5 by 5. You got this? You got this? Wait a second. Give me a 5 by 5. It takes a second. You'll hear me. There we go. Where do we begin with all this? Where do we begin? Where do we begin? You see, my friends, what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a word, and I know you might have missed this. I'm going to tell you right now. There is something, and I do this on purpose, by the way, because I do this so that you will get up and you will say, hey, we have to do something about this. Hey, I've got to say something. You see? Okay. Every now and then there's something which is so beautiful, so perfect. There's evidence to me that there is a God who loves us, a God who says, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you this absolute perfect example of what an idiot is. And that idiot is Andy Owens, Wilson, rather, or Andy Owens. Andrew Wilson, the master debater. How perfect he is for you. I could not have predicted this. I could not have presented this. If I in any way could have said, please, I wanted to construct somebody who is the biggest jerk, it would be Andy. How is this? How is this? Do you understand this? You do understand that I heard there was a problem with the original part of the sound. I heard this. See, this is the most important thing right now. This is so great. You understand. Let me do this. Let me wait. Let me let you get out of this way. Let me let you get it out of your system. We'll wait. I understand. Because everybody says, you don't understand. Can you hear me now? Can you hear now? Let me start this again. Let me get this out of the way. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Give me a 5 by 5. If you can hear me now, give me a 5 by 5. That's all. That's all. Can you hear me now? Just say 5 by 5. Can you hear me now? Good. Are you getting it out of your system? You got anything? Good. Let me keep talking about this. Keep talking about it. You know the first part, we didn't hear you. I understand that. You know that. I just want to let you know. We didn't. I know that was a mistake. I just want you to. Can you do? I'm doing it now. I just want you to know you didn't hear that. I understand that. Okay, because I don't normally say anything, but when I don't hear you, then I'm going to say something. Thank you. No, I just want you to know. I know that. I know that. If this had been Candace, you would have said nothing. Let her go. It's sign language. She's don't say anything. But to me, just want to let you know, I don't know a lot of things, but I I think that was a mistake. Okay. We done? We done? We done? We done? Good, 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 good. Few more. Let me get a few more out of the way. Just a few more. Come on. Come on. Somebody else. I just want to let you know. No, I'm not. But you didn't, from the beginning, we couldn't hear you. Anybody else? Yeah, I got you. And you in the back. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Okay. Anybody else? I think we got this out of the way. You sure about that? Okay, good. I just want to let you know. Hey, you might want to restart it. You might want to shut down. Have you checked the cables? I love you. Let me make sure. Just want to let you know. Don't want to be an asshole here, but just okay. All right. That's what I said. If I went to teach people from new members of our country, and I were to try to say to them, listen, there are some words you got to understand. And one of them is, well, when somebody's a jerk and you're a man, you're a kind of you're a dick. What? Yeah, you're a dick. Really? A dick? Yeah. What does that mean? Well, it means, it's hard to say. It means there's this, you see, there's this phrase that well, a dick's one thing, but really I hate to say it, the guy you're talking about is really an asshole. An asshole? Yeah. What's an asshole? Well, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I got to tell you something. There's something about this. There's this thing which is very difficult to understand. There is a word that is, how do I say this? It's just people who come across and they're just, well, let me give you an example. This is what's called an asshole. Okay. Just everybody notice. See if you can pick it.
I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to
Now, the guy on the left is an asshole. And he is just completely full of himself. He is annoying. Great for us. Thank you. Just want to let you know, when you started off, I just want to let you know. I know that. Thank you. I was late. Did anybody mention it to him? Yes, we did. Okay. All right. I'm going to sit back and not comment on anything at all for the next hour and a half, but I just want to let you know. Okay, good. I didn't know who this guy was. Andy Owens, or I keep saying Owens, Wilson. I didn't know who he was. He said he's a debater. He wants to talk about debating. He should have debating. I'm a debating. You know, I'm a debater in this. I'm in this. He's sibilant. And he's this guy who talks like this. And I don't know. I thought, who is this guy? Why is he even? I don't know, but he's here. He's sibilant. And he's a guy who's he's a genius. Okay. Why is he a genius? Because he says he is. He just is. He's a genius. And he talks like this. And I don't understand where he comes from. But for some reason or another, he decided, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just declare myself as I'm a debate. But not only am I a great debater, I'm incredible. Here's some great words. He's a Dow fart. Believe it or not, it's not what you think. It's Scottish in reference. He is an impudent poseur. This is from my tweet this morning. A pathetic pedant. And TPUSA most probably is in the process of having him return all monies, his master debating tutelage. Remember, he says, I'm teaching them how to debate. He is such a blowhard. He is such a buffoon, and he's great. He is absolutely so much fun because he does, and he's serious. See, that's the best part. If he was doing a kind of I don't know, if he was sort of how do I say this? If he was sort of a kind of an innocent person, I'd say something about it. Now, wait a minute. I want to say something first of all. Happy birthday to this Leo. I was Candace, the moderator would have, if I was Candace, the moderator would have been an Orthodox priest. Andrew would be checkmated. Well, bless your heart, Vasiliki. Bless your heart and happy birthday to you. Isn't that wonderful? Let me move this over here. By the way, this is good. You're a Leo, because guess whose birthday is this month? Yours truly. I want to go back. Just say thank you. Sparuski says you are muted. I want to pay homage to you. I want to say thank you to Hillbilly, who says you're no audio. Thank you. Vasiliki says new member. Good for her. And of course, our good friend quit gaslighting us, says we can't hear your words of wisdom. Thank you for that. Super Smarty says no sound. I'm not done yet. By the way, it's a great technique to get super chats. Just don't turn the thing on. And that girl Casey says, oh my God, no sound. Though I'm loving the energy. That is so great. I can't hear you. Vasiliki, not to be outdone, says, Lionel, you have no sound. Thank you. And of course, Project Nexus says, you have no sound. And of course, thank you. And Cynthia says, as a lawyer, what do you think of the terms? We'll get to that in a moment. Thank you. Andrew tries to sound like Edward G. Robinson. Yes. Oh, very good. Ask your parents. Okay. I think I'm going to do this from now on. I'm just going to go the first 3 minutes and this. All right. This guy is what we say in West Tampa. He is, but it's called as come mierda. Hang on, says. No audio means I didn't miss anything. Thank you so much, Mr. Mike. Terrific. No, actually, you did miss a lot. Some of my best work ever. Okay. This is the fellow here. Now, he on the left, this woman on the right, this is a show called Whatever. I don't know. I think this woman's gay. You've seen this before. And please, there's going to be some nasty words here, but I want you to understand where the debater, the master debater comes from. This is the guy who went on Joe Rogan. This is the guy that everybody's talking about. Hold it. Vasiliki says, hang on. Lionel, YouTube killed my membership after 3 months. You need to be more alert to us members. I lost my month star. That's horrible. Well, you young lady will get your own. I'll figure something out. Now, Vasiliki, first of all, if you're good at this, what you do is you just go on and you tell people this. And then what you do is you say something like, well, that guy is good, or he's a good debater, or it's not even a debate. It's not a debate. It's just a discussion. It's an argument. He tells you, though, he says, that's like saying the most beautiful, every now and then, do you ever see these women on the internet? They say, the most beautiful woman in the world. Who says that? Who says that? So anyway, here he is. He's on a show called Whatever, and he's with somebody named Charlie, and he calls her Chuck. Now, I think she's a lesbian. I think she's a lesbian or sapphic, I think. She might be, and he is on, and apparently he gets, this is the debater. He brings up the subject of his wife. Now, I don't know anything about his wife. I keep her out of this. I don't think she's insinuating herself more and more into this. This is the one that will forever be in the annals of what?
Well, I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you.
Now, this is good. Now, this one on the right is so smart. He's going for he's not into insults because he's a debater. He's a master debater. He's the greatest. He's the smartest. Listen to how he presents this particular bit of intellectual artistry.
I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator.
See, because he says he's a great orator. He really thinks he is.
Or I don't make good points.
He make good points. 77 in the shitty. Hey, are you shitting in a car? Oh my God. Are you shitting in a shit car? Anyway, Ben points. Make great points. All right, listen to this. Ready?
Or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person.
He thinks he's compelling. I'm compelling to a person. I'm compelling. Listen to this.
But Charlie, I just think honestly, you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
Oh. Now Charlie sits back and she says, okay, tough guy. All right, Mr. 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 Debater. All righty. Watch this.
So, Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
This is where he doesn't even see this coming. And this is how the debater handles this.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies, and
Oh. Baby daddies, not ex-husbands? I don't know anything about this. But let's watch the debater.
has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
She likes sniz. Anybody here like sniz? Is that a new? Is it sniz? Well, while we're talking about it, look up his opening jar. Oh no, we're not. Yes. I'd like to do this. I was going to play it. If you looked at today's, did you see the thumbnail today? There it is. But I was going to play it, but somebody had but it was music to it. I know. This is so great. Watch this. He's smiling now. He says, "Well, I'm going to bring up you tend to
your religion."
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You like sniz.
You're a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
This is the debater. This is the debater. This is the debater. This is it. This is absolutely, positively the new. This is phenomenal. Just let that sink in. That's all.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did
daddies?
I just say?
Your
Dyke?
wife with
If she says, okay, now she knows I've got him. She thought, okay, I'm going to throw this out, but I never thought he'd fall for it this much. And she is so cool. She doesn't even, nothing.
the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm sorry,
daddies?
dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
How many ditch lickers out there? Sniz ditch. Do you have a ditch sniz or a sniz ditch? Do you lap? Do you lap at? Do you not labiate. No, that's not the word. There's a lich ditch. He's been probably, who talks like this? Did you know you were off the first 5 minutes? Just want to let you know. Okay. All right. I don't know what the ditch snids, whatever. Okay. Can you believe this?
Do the men that you try to
Do the women that you try
show
to?
your hatred
Doesn't even know what he thinks. He doesn't even try to address her.
against?
Do you the women
they,
that you try
convince them
to?
that they shouldn't?
You know, Charlie, did I
pursue
bring
women? Do they know
Charlie?
that
Did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into
fucking
anything?
stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
about
fucking
your
stupid.
family being stupid, Charlie?
could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people
Okay.
are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck, let's go through it.
You are not
Chuck,
a traditional
Let's
man.
go through it, Chuck. Tell me what I'm doing which is immoral.
Oh, this is so good. See this? Now, Candace yesterday, by the way, did you know? Okay. Did you know that when I started, it was the voice? Okay. She played it yesterday. I don't think somebody, Candace, bless her heart. I love her. She was says, and he said shit. Candace, you can say it. It's okay. No. Okay, fine enough, fair enough. She's a better person than I. I am not gratuitously profane, but I believe sometimes the word, sometimes it adds something to it. It adds to our thing. Some words are just good. I think the word bullshit, for example, there's nothing better. I'll give you my list of the word shit. There's like thousands of very bullshit, horseshit, batshit, ape shit, chicken shit. It's not the F word. It's shit. You don't know shit. I mean, just get your shit together. It's the most malleable protean word, perhaps, of them all. It's incredible. But anyway, So Candace, Candace said, I don't think they were talking about the ditch sniz and the snizzing. She was caught off guard. I thought that was one of the funniest things. True story. I was talking to, remember that song, America? Say, America, fuck yeah. Pardon me. But it was America, Team America, whatever it was. It was kind of like that puppet kind of animated thing. I told the board operator about that. And it was great because I told him about that. So he didn't listen through it. So we were in the John, micturating. He's in the little, not the stall, but the urinal next to me, and we're chatting. And I said, what's that? And he played it. He goes, what's that song you said? I said, have you heard it? He says, no. He goes, America, fuck it. And there he is in midstream, and he's trying to stop and run. Anyway, one of the funniest things. So anyway, this is who this guy is. This is who he is. Did we know what sniz is? Did I hear this wrong? Was that a mistake? Did he say ditch licking? Is he a sniz? Was that a mistake? The first 5 minutes, did you know that? Okay. Yesterday, and we got to do this. Joe Rogan, I don't know if Joe how do I say this? Does Joe know about these people? I honestly, I'm thinking, Joe, did you do this? Did you owe somebody a favor? Why would you have this guy on? He doesn't know anything about the case. We're going to get to Candace in a moment. But just in case you missed this thing, and people are still saying, who is Andrew Wilson? I don't know. Who is he? I don't know. Is he the best debater? I guess. Who says it? He says it. Why? He just does. One time my family and I, we used to go on these trips when we were kids. We're in the back of this 66 Impala. We're driving in the middle of the Smoky Mountains. I go, what the hell are we looking at? I never got it. We had how we did it. I got my sister there. Where it's like, what is this? Where are we going? We had no books. We're saying, I spy. But we amuse ourselves. Anyway, we're driving along, and there's a sign that says 15 miles until the most photographed part of the Smoky Mountains. We said, what the hell is that? I don't know. 5 miles, 6 miles, in fact, 4 miles, 3 miles, 2 miles to the most photographed place in the Smoky Mountains. My father says, what the hell do you think it is? I don't know. Well, it's right up here, 100 feet. He goes, Jesus, we got to go see this. So we pull over, and there's all these cars pulling up to the sign, the most photographed, and people are taking pictures. It was nothing. You know what it was? It was a place they sold film. It was a film. It was like a Kodak they had. What kind of film you want? 135 millimeter? And people were taking pictures. It was nothing. It's like me. I'm going to start off all the time with dead air. So this guy just says he's the best debater. Watch this.
Possibility that if someone else killed him. Do you think there's any possibility that he was assassinated by Israel?
By Israel. Now remember. Now listen. I want you to understand something. First of all, I've always been straight with you. And if you ask somebody, could Israel have done it? Sure. Are you kidding? These are some of the best assassins in the world. What do you mean, could they have done it? Of course they could have done it. Do you think they would have had a motivation? Yes. He pissed people off. Would that have been a smart thing? Maybe not. But sure they could. Sure. A lot of people say that and believe that. This is the truth. Whether you agree with it or not is a different story. Okay, let's watch old Andy here.
When we're talking.
See. Now, I'm not saying he's paid off. I'm not saying he's some Israeli agent. First of all, I lost all respect for Israel and everybody else. If you pick this Jadrul, this is your guy? He's one of your paid people. Half of these people, did they pay cat turd for what? Isn't the, I'm not saying it, but it would make a lot of sense.
Talking about possibility, almost anything's possible.
Almost anything's possible.
But there's not good evidence to support it, and there's probably pretty good evidence not to. So for instance, the guy was still very much of a pro-Israel guy, even.
He is so full of shit. Forgive me, Candace, I hope you're not listening. I know you're profoundly. What? That's what they were. He doesn't even know this. He doesn't know this. I'm not saying for you to believe this, but for God's sakes. And please, I'm sorry. Sometimes somebody said, Jesus Christ, don't say that. I'm sorry. God damn it, don't say that. I said, what? That's half of what I don't mean anything by it. It's like an expression. Help me, Jesus. So I don't want to insult anybody. It's years and years of baked in response. I thought my name was God damn it when I was a kid. My father, God damn it. That's what I thought my name was. That's what I thought. Say, I don't know what this other name is. This is what I'm referring to. It was this wonderful, basically whatever I did. Anyway, he doesn't know anything.
Death. It is true that he was fighting with donors about the cause and this.
But if he could have been a substantial roadblock to the Iraq War.
Yes.
If he, or
Joe's
Iran war, rather. If he was a substantial roadblock.
See, maybe Joe knows. Maybe Joe's smarter than we think. Maybe. Maybe.
I mean, that's not outside the realm of possibility that a nation state would take a guy like that out.
They didn't take out Fuentes.
They don't want to take out Fuentes. Nick Fuentes? He's not worth it. Can you believe this? This is the debater. This is the genius. No, there was no Iranian. There was no Israeli connection. What? They didn't take out Nick Fuentes.
Didn't take out Owens. They didn't take out Ian Carroll. They didn't take out any of these other huge.
They didn't take out Owens, Candace. They didn't take out Ian Carroll. Hello, Ian Carroll. Yes, we're from Mossad. What? Why do you sound Russian? I can't do an Israeli accent. This is up for you, my friend. This is over. We're going to take you and kidnap you. Why? I don't know why. Listen, love Ian Carroll. Love it. Okay, love Candace Owens. Love her to death. But Charlie was it. Trump said to Charlie, be my whatever, my voice, my whatever. I mean, Joe Rogan, I love you. Joe, this is an asshole. He doesn't understand. Why did you get him? He doesn't understand anything. And if he does understand it, and if you're saying this, then he's a liar.
Huge personalities who were roadblocks to the way.
I think Charlie was very different. Carroll,
yes.
or excuse me, Fuentes is more easy to dismiss because he said so many wild things, shit posting. He said so many crazy things that I think he is almost embodying, in their eyes, like the crazy anti-Semite. Whereas Charlie was not an anti-Semite, was much more reasonable, and if he was going against Israel, it could be a real problem. I also think that he had a tremendous amount of influence on the president.
Oh.
He had his ear. You know, I think the president respected him.
Anybody who thinks Joe Rogan doesn't know what he's talking about did not hear that just now. Did not hear that. That is succinctly, perfectly, 100%. Let's see what the debaters say.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The interesting part, though, if you look at the history there, Fuentes conducted his Groyper War against TPUSA.
Groyper, not Graper.
Because of the pro-Israel stance and because of his pro-homosexual stance, his like big tent Republicanism, he called it. Yeah. So they had the pro stances for these things. And what's interesting about all of it, if you follow the details of it up until Kirk's death, TPUSA actually moved a lot more towards the Groyper-Fuentes position.
What is he? TPUSA was the Groyper? TPUSA was... Well, if that's true, and Charlie was TPUSA, you just destroyed the argument you provided that explains why he was not the target. Is it me?
then they move towards the kind of pro-Israel, this type of position, meaning a lot of the ideology that I think Kirk was changing on came from these various outside influences. And so if that's the case, why wouldn't you just curtail those outside influences?
You're telling me that he's suggesting that Charlie changed his mind because of Nick Fuentes or Ian Carroll? You see, this guy is profoundly, he's septic. He is so full of it. This is the debater. He didn't even master this. He didn't even know, basically hit and move. Go and talk about, one of the things, Joe, whenever there's a murder, there's people who come up with a variety of reasons to explain this. And it's far be it from us to, he could have done that. He could have done it very, very easily. But he didn't do that because he doesn't know what he's talking about. I can't take any more of this. I just can't. I can't take any more of this stuff. Everything groovy? Good. Now, it's my wife. So yesterday we went out last night. We partied. Oh man. We were partying. So we, on our way back, we got some nice little, this wonderful little thing called this, they have like gelatos and they have wonderful ice creams and things like that. There's a place called Applegate Farms. And is it Montclair or is it Clifton? Montclair. Place was packed. So we were sitting on this log eating our victuals. And I was playing Candace on my phone. Mrs. L was listening kind of for the first time. And not for the first time, but heard her in this long stretch about how lucid she is. So the debater, the master, Andy, says, I want to offer you 200,000, whatever. We'll do this. So Candace accepts the challenge, and then it gets going. So now he's pretending, okay, I'll do it, and she's going to eat his lunch because you see. Let me just explain this before we play her. He doesn't know the facts of the case. See, the facts of the case kill you. Great lawyering is great. You know the facts. You know exactly. No, that didn't happen. No, that didn't happen. No, that didn't. No, well, what about Victor Laszlo? Who? Well, he's the one who actually changed over. He was a doctor at the. Who? He was a Fort Huachuca. Who? I mean, he doesn't know any of this stuff. The debater thinks he can wade into this without knowing any of the facts. Well. Here comes our favorite. She says, all righty.
I have a counter offer. He says 300K. Let's make it 500K.
Now, she's got this money in her drawer. You know how much she makes a day? I don't know. It's just, she has, 6 million on YouTube. The sponsorships of this, even people online waiting. They're saying, oh, God. She has not only money, but fealty, fans. Look at that face. Look at that fungia. Look at the faccia de fungia. Like a frabissima kind of a, that's what we call this in Italian. It's saying the fungia face. Like a little fungia. You go like that. You're going to go like, as we say, pisiconeddo, fungia. She's giving you the funge. This is not good. Andy. You're getting the funge. All right, let's watch what she does.
I said I have a counter offer. He says 300K. Let's make it 500K, right?
There's
I just have the hunch, this feeling, gut instinct that you're maybe being backed by Turning Point USA or their.
Oh, yeah, this is it. I mean, after all, they hired him to do the, whatever it was, the tutelage in debating.
Affiliates in this debate request. It's just, you don't strike me as someone that has 300K lying around for conversation. I mean, not with that smoking habit in today's economy, right?
Oh, I love that. And by the way, there's something about people, doesn't smoking today, not then, not in the days of, Jimmy Dean or whatever, but doesn't it look kind of like not pedestrian, but kind of like low rent. Is it me? Is it me?
Right. And given the fact that Turning Point USA has raised $40 million in one night off of Charlie's blood, literally.
Off of Charlie's blood. Let me stop right there. Viva Frey says all the time, well, you know, Candace is grifting. She's grifting regarding Charlie's blood and death thing. And I said, well, you're doing it because you're derivatively grifting off of her. And TPUSA, the biggest grifters, the microphone, the tent, the whole bit. Don't you love this? Candace. None of the Candace has basically created an industry. Candace, if all of a sudden Candace today says, you know what? Think about this. I'm just not going to talk about it. I'm going to go on a 1-year sabbatical. Me and George are going to take the kids and we're going to go in a trailer. We're going to go whatever it is. We're going to go to RV parks all over the country and see you next year. What would happen? There are people who would you want to continue talking about this? Maybe. Would it lack something? Definitely. Would it lack the pizzazz? Definitely. Would it lack the legs and the yes, absolutely. So for those people who are suggesting, you know, she's no, they, and she is it. And I don't think of myself as, you know, when you do, current events, there are people who are grifting over the Middle East and Gaza and, Hezbollah and Lebanon. I guess we're all grifters. Maybe people in the news, maybe we're like the ambulance chasers of this. But just think about this. TPUSA, the worst of the worst.
Encasing his bloody microphone at a fundraiser event so that his grieving widow could be captured by the camera standing next to it. I think 500K feels more appropriate. They want to invest in you. You're their guy. Tell them that's what it costs. What's 500K between old friends, right?
See, she's smart about that because she wants this. And if they say, I love this, if they say, oh, no, we don't acknowledge him. We're not through agency, agency law. We have an implied or apparent authority, whatever it is. Oh, no. He speaks on his own, not for us. No. And he said, what? Oh, no. This guy? No, pal, you're on your own. No. He realizes, don't you want to be a no? Excuse me. Why are you going through so much effort to disentangle yourself from me? Because you're an idiot. That's why. So this was brilliant. I'll do it so long as they say, oh, yeah, he's one of ours. If they say to him, no, he doesn't represent us. Okay. See how smart that is? Let's see what happens.
Also, my second counter offer position point that I'd like you to meet is I'm 7 months pregnant. So if you fancy a debate face-to-face, you're going to have to travel to me. It's common decency. No time limit in the debates. Don't worry. It will be live. We will bring up any documents or evidence that you mention as a part of this case. We have a team, so you can send links live. We are happy to pause and allow you to search for any evidence
and no smoking
that you reference. If the team can't find it for some reason, no tricks, as long as you want. Like I said, live, so anybody could see if we were trying to play tricks. As a 2A point here, you're not going to be chain smoking around me, tough guy, okay? So you're just going to have to bring yourself and leave your cigs at home. And this is actually, I would say, the most important part for me. This is what has to happen. Third part here. Either Blake Neff or Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk must publicly claim you first, meaning
I love this.
They must say that they are sending you in to debate on their behalf regarding the Charlie Kirk case. Okay? No worming away after the fact. They don't get to be, oh, we don't really know this guy, whatever. They're boosting you. You're at the headquarters teaching people how to debate. I got to tell you, from the outside, it kind of looks like Turning Point USA scraping the bottom of the barrel looking for influencers. And they've now arrived at people who are just amoral, who will lie about what people have said and intentionally misrepresent their positions.
Absolutely. Isn't that beautiful? It's just, and you don't want to get some snizditcher, whatever the heck that is. This is phenomenally wonderful. Phenomenally wonderful. Absolutely phenomenally wonderful. And by the way, let me also give you another one too. This was yesterday. This was, I found fascinating. Before you get some of your stuff on YouTube, some of it you get on Instagram, I guess. This was Candace's intro yesterday, which I thought reminded me of some other things which we are not covering.
Okay, we have a really great show for you guys today. We learned something very interesting about that 4K HD footage the influencers were shown, something that they didn't share with the public that might be super relevant. And we need to discuss Lance Twiggs more. We have learned.
That was, I don't know if you heard this yesterday, but Lance Twiggs, this is the dude. This is the guy. How about the dog? Was it the dog bed or something? And the other military. How does Candace know the names of the prior roommates? Who owns the apartment? Did you hear this? The people who worked there were in the military, the army, whatever it was prior to, they knew this. And she basically made the case that if ever was, could be certainly probable, that Lance, that Junebug or Luna is an operative, a basic operative, maybe perhaps somebody who might have become too close to the feds in the past, working off charges, whatever.
A lot about his furry involvement and why it's actually a critical piece of evidence that should be explored. Him in general, people don't want to explore it. Also, there has been a bit of an unintentional backfire for Turning Point USA. They really are not sending their best influencers. They've been sort of pushing this guy artificially as a debater and defender of Erica. And like I said, it sort of backfired on Joe Rogan. We're going to talk about that because he's been like, debate me, Candace. Okay. Join us at the link below.
Wonderful. Now, let me explain something also to you. I think I've told you this. I'm going to say it again. If you say something that's good and you are smart and you've said something that is cogent, something that is rational, I will listen to you. I don't care if you're a snizditcher or whatever you want to call it. There was a woman named Z. Cohen Sanchez who probably does not in any way, her worldview does not overlap mine. But when it comes to this, when it comes to Andy, the debater, the master debater, and others, and TPUSA, remember, she was the one who called up all these TPUSA, these chapters. Remember this? She called up and says, anybody there? Nobody answered. Nobody was there. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Yet they listed all of these franchises and they weren't there. So anyway, this is her latest version of this.
Boy, Andrew Wilson, who's now employed by Turning Point USA to protect Erica Kirk from conspiracies, went on Joe Rogan yesterday to defend her, and let's just say it did not go according to plan. So let's talk about it. This is the first time you're seeing me. I run the largest counter organization to Turning Point USA on the left, so don't forget to follow me.
She's on the left. I'm telling you. She tells you she doesn't hide anything. All right. Okay, lefty.
Okay, really quick to catch you up. So yesterday, Andrew Wilson went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and it was an absolute disaster. But the biggest disaster, in my opinion, was this clip of him trying to defend Erica Kirk that went so incredibly south. Watch this.
I went to the TPUSA HQ, and I talked to Erica briefly while I was there. The first thing I did was what I think every normal, moral human being would ever do. I gave her a hug. And I told her how god-awful sorry I was that happened to her. Like, can you even imagine how that's got to feel for her? Especially now that she has tens of thousands of people accusing her of murdering and conspiring to murder and then cover up.
I'm telling you right now, let me just say this. I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face, or you're blue in the face, or somebody is. Nobody has suggested that Erica was responsible or was a co-defendant or a co-conspirator in the murder of her husband. Nobody. What she did afterwards might have been weird. She might have inadvertently perhaps done some things to perhaps maybe obfuscate the investigation, but nobody, and let me throw in TPUSA also, nobody. And nobody's also saying it was Israel. People can suspect it. That's not the same as saying that it actually happened. Do you dig what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? Okay.
Happened to her own. I mean, that's like mind-boggling psychological torture on a level that I've never seen.
Yeah, in hindsight, it's 2020. But given the reaction, I think it probably would have been better for her to like lay low for a little while.
1000%.
Yep.
The going out with the sparklers was not a great idea.
Here's the one thing I will give to Joe Rogan is that even though he's apparently friends with Andrew Wilson, which is the only reason Andrew Wilson could ever get on that podcast, at least he was fair in talking about Erica Kirk. Erica should be doing what she tells all other women to do, which is go home and be with your kids. Of course, the hypocrisy is always wild at Turning Point USA, so if you want to see more updates like this, then remember to follow me to Unfuck America.
I'm sorry. I love that title. It's true. Now, you might have a particular different penchant, a direction for this, but in any event, Emily Smith says, if Andrew doesn't get TPUSA to claim him, then what is his skin in the game? Love your content, Lionel. Thank you. You know what we don't know about this? I don't know. That's going to be his way out. See, it's interesting because he could say, well, he's probably happy, like, well, I want to get in on this. And somebody said, hey, listen, Blakey, Andy, Colvett, Erica, just say he's one of yours. It's like, okay. This guy would then say, no, Andy, we want to help you. I don't want him. Erica will destroy him. No, I'm not saying, look, I know. You think I'm a sycophant. You think I'm a bootlicker. You think I'm a lickspittle. I'm some kind of toadies. I'm some type of an obsequious, fawning Candace minion or acolyte. No. There are people who are great. And she is it. He's going to have some difficult times too. By the way, explain this one. Do you ever see this? Remember this one? This was from April the 5th, not that long ago. Has nothing to do with Erica Kirk. She's a terrible leader and a femcon like the rest of TPUSA and a moron. The principle here is what I'm speaking to. Now, of course, maybe this is before they made him a deal or whatever. And there's a lot of these things that are out there that you have to kind of sort of deal with. But this is an incredible story, an amazing story. And it's beyond anything. Now, here's another one. Have you noticed, by the way, AI is getting out of control. Wait till you see the lawsuits that are going to be hitting Mark Zuckerberg and others. You have no idea. My wife is onto that, and she can fill you in. Okay. You know, sometimes I will put together a thumbnail. By the way, thumbnails are so terrific. AI is just terrific. You know, these thumbnail companies, these people, they're like out of business. You can go in, you can say, yeah, I want you to put, do me a favor. Yeah, I want a picture of Andy Owens with his thumb in his ear, sitting on a thimble on a cactus, walking around with his pants at half-mast, wearing a night jacket, a pince-nez, and a riding crop, swinging Hallelujah Hollywood on a toilet, all right? And it will do that. And you realize this, it's got a big head. It's obviously a cartoon. And then when you put it up, at the bottom it says, this was created with AI. Well, no kidding. Thank you. Thank you. This is not a picture. By the way, what if I did it with Photoshop? There's something about that. Why? Anyway. But sometimes there are things that are so good, we're not really sure exactly how they work, how they came about. Have you seen this one? This is, I find, most fascinating. Tell me if you think this is AI.
Hello, everyone. I wish I could be there with you tonight. I'm really grateful that you came out to be a part of the Make Heaven Crowded tour. This night is about one thing: lifting up the name of Jesus and creating space for people to hear the gospel clearly. And across the country, we are seeing churches
What do you
gather
think?
with a shared purpose, and it is amazing.
AI?
It's to proclaim the truth of God's word, to call people to repentance and faith, and to believe again that Jesus Christ is still transforming lives today. And even though I could not be there with you tonight,
What do you think?
you all are in great hands with the team that is with you. They're phenomenal. We are so blessed to have them. And my prayer is simple, that the Lord would move in a powerful way tonight, and that hearts would be open to the gospel, and that many people would leave this room forever changed by Jesus Christ. Thank you for being a part of Make Heaven Crowded Tour. God bless you all.
Now, you know who said it best? Birthday girl, Vasiliki, said she is not that charismatic. You're right. She also doesn't speak that smoothly. She just doesn't. Now, I don't know, but I mean, isn't that AI? Doesn't that seem like, and isn't it something where you sound good? Where you, I mean, sometimes, how do I say this? Sometimes if you don't let people speak the way they normally do, it loses something. You actually heard it. You want to hear them speak the way they do. I don't want to, for example, Candace or Joe Rogan or anybody for that matter, they're so animated that they have a natural cadence, a natural kind of a lilt, so to speak, that if you were to, I don't know what the word is, if you were to, change it, it would ruin it. Years ago, by the way, there was something called Cashbox. Interesting little bit of trivia. In radio, there was a thing called Cashbox. You know how delay works? Delay is that little thing on radio that builds a delay from when something is said on the microphone and when it goes out in the air. And there's a 7-second delay normally to allow the board operator or engineer to hit something in case somebody curses or says something untoward or what have you. And the reason why it builds up this delay is it takes a pause here, a thing here, whatever, and it collects them, puts them together in this bin. Then when the pauses that you've collected build up, then you have your delay. You normally don't have a delay after somebody has dumped. And you can also tell in the old days when you were listening, if what is coming out of the air, if what is coming out on the air is what you hear on the phone, there's no delay. No delay. Before we go, true story. Years ago, a lot of times there's no delay. Well, let me go back. So anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So Paul Harvey one time, he used to do this. It's Paul Harvey. Good day. And he would do these pauses, which Paul Harvey was great at. Well, Cashbox took all the pauses out of your voice and slid your voice together. So people say, this is Paul Harvey. Good day. And that's the way it is. People thought Paul Harvey was on drugs or something. And no, and they took this pause out. I think it was called Cashbox or something like that, if I'm mistaken. Well, anyway, listen to this before we get to this. There was a morning there was a morning show. A great guy. The nicest man. I'm not going to mention his name, but his thing was, good morning. Good morning. Hi, it's a Tuesday here, 970 WFLA. Good morning. I mean, you say, okay, take it easy. Good morning. Okay, all right. That was his line. Good morning. I said, leave it to you to come up with good morning as your stocking trade. Well, when they went to do traffic, the guy in the airplane or the helicopter, there can't be any delay. So they turned the delay off because he's listening to himself and he can't say something and then hear himself 7 seconds later. It's a disaster because he has headphones on. So they turned the delay off so they can converse talking to. Anyway, when they came back, the delay was still off. The story was a guy came home from like in Plant City or something in Florida, and Plant City people talk like this. And he said, and he came home and he apparently found somebody with a shotgun or something. He was robbing him. So he basically took the shotgun away from him, basically turned it on him, and they called the police. And they said he was a hero. And this very, very nice man said, well, I'm not a hero. I'm defending my own. It's my house. I'm protecting me. That's not a hero. If I did, he was very nice. So this morning guy says, no, absolutely not. You were incredible. Good morning. So when they asked him, this was a class. Remember, this nice man. Hello. We're talking to Priscilla Kumquat, who won the tapioca recipe at the Florida State Fair. Hello, Priscilla. Good morning. I mean, he's so nice and he's so pleasant and he's so sweet. He gets this guy on and he says, so when you came home and you saw the man in your living room with a gun, what did he say to you? And apparently he was like doing some stuff, whatever. And he says, well, can I say that? He goes, sure, go ahead. Now that's a sign. When somebody says, can I say this? He was, I guess, he goes, no, of course not. Go ahead, say it. He said, well, he told me, he said, if you take a step forward to me, I'm going to blow your fucking head off. And he says, good morning. And he went right to the commercial. And we were howling because I said, that's your comeback? Good morning? Not like we want to apologize. He just thought maybe if he said it fast enough, he could go back in time and catch up. Jump to the case. A friend of mine said, he told me the story where after I told him this, he told a friend of his, he goes, hey, what are you doing this weekend? What did you do for Father's Day? And his friend said, well, we put flowers on my father's grave. And he said, good morning. So that's our joke when you're just caught with your, hanging out and you don't know what to say. So that a lot of this is good morning. Anyway, why that's important, I have no idea. Gematria Wombat says 99% of so-called debaters are Dunning-Krugers. Oh, yes. They came to and chant fallacy whistle past the graveyards. Yes. Dunning-Kruger is, they don't know, part of the delusion of their whatever is to know that, there's a, see, I this debating thing is one of these things. If I know the story, see, I'm not going to debate. I can't debate things like the existence of God. I can't prove anything or one way or the other. Some things you can't really, but give me something with facts. And this guy, you'll tear him up. He doesn't understand the courtroom, doesn't understand how things come into evidence. It's like me bringing up, medicine or something. He's a jadrul, but he doesn't matter because all I know is they're talking about him. And for whatever it's worth, Joe Rogan said, okay, boop, I'm going to give you out of all the great guests, how he picked this guy. I don't know what the story behind that is. I have no earthly idea. But he's a moron, an absolute moron. Now, there's some other things too. Some great. If I had a debate team, I think Candace knows all of the evidence and a lot of the stuff that won't even come into court better than anybody because she came first. Second of all, along with her, obviously, is somebody excellent. And that, of course, is Baron. Baron Coleman is just phenomenal. And there was a wonderful show. He was on with this guy named Julian Dory. Did you see this? This young man in Baron, phenomenal.
Spoken, and if you can't talk about this, no problem. But have you spoken with any sources in or around or in some way connected to the knowledge of like the thinking of his family?
This is critical. Why is it critical? Because one of the things that people point to is they do two things, which is where you hope they're going to do it. Number one, they have the weapon. And number two, they talk about the confessions. The confessions, the admissions. By the way, there's a difference between a confession and an admission, but I'm not going to waste your time with it. But a confession is what you want. An admission is to a fact. As to a fact, and different facts may add up to a confession. You know what I'm saying? There is a sort of a difference. Did you know there's a phone ringing? Does he hear that? Does he hear the phone ringing? Yes, we know that. I have to keep a landline. By the way, we had a friend of ours called us from Rome today. It sounded like it was next door. You ever heard a phone on WhatsApp or Telegram? WhatsApp. I talked to my wife. I said, I can't do this iPhone thing. I'm hello, nothing. WhatsApp, clear as day. Why? But I digress. So the two things they talk about all the time is the fact that there's this weapon, which we can just destroy. And the other thing too is the admissions and confessions, whatever. So Julian, by the way, great young man, brings on the man, our good friend, the one and only, the inimitable, the ineffable, the sui generis, Mr. Baron Coleman, for this.
That's no problem. But have you spoken with any sources in or around or in some way connected to the knowledge of like the thinking of his family and where they stand on whether or not, at this point, whether or not they believe he actually did it?
Yes, they don't believe he did it.
That answers that.
You're referring to like his mother and father don't believe that?
Yeah. There's a guy on X. I know him. I believe him. I have personal knowledge that he has spoken to the grandmother.
Okay.
And that's well known.
It was the grandfather's gun, right? That was the alleged thing.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
And he has spoken to the grandmother, and I've seen text messages between the, family. They don't believe he did it. They deny that he confessed to them. They deny that that he turned himself in because he was guilty. They don't think he did it.
That's not what they said. They said it sounded like they were absolutely convinced 100% that he did it. No, that's what we've been saying before. So where'd this come from? The same people who said they saw the 4K crystal clear picture of Tyler pulling the trigger. See?
Now,
did they think he did it at the time?
No, they've never thought he did it.
They never.
Uh-oh. Wah, wah, wah.
And what's miraculous is that we get to the preliminary hearing. We've been told for 10 months by TPUSA people, by their spokespeople, by their hangers-on, their paid contributors. We've been told for 10 months that he confessed to his parents, and that's a key component of this. That's why we know he did it. He confessed to his parents. He turned himself in. He confessed to his parents. He turned himself in. We heard this for 10 solid months. We get to the preliminary hearing. They're not even on the witness list.
Uh-oh.
Like you talk about bulletproof probable cause. If your mom gets on the stand and says, yeah, he told me he did it.
Yeah, you're fucked.
It's over. We don't need a trial. I mean, at that point, I'm going, well, maybe I'm wrong this whole time.
Could part of it, I got to ask it this way as a devil's advocate, could part of it be like, there's no way my baby did that? And like it's just setting in after enough time to think about it, being like, you know what, I just don't believe it.
If his parents told law enforcement that he did it, that would be documented. If you put him on the stand and they deny that he said it, you impeach him with the documentation.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell him. I'm telling you, that is so much evidence that they've been lying to us this whole year.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? By the way, an hour and 16 minutes after the fact, I get this. Lionel, just tuning in. Layden, rewind to the sound. I thought it was my account, so happy you figured it out. I'm used to this type of start as I'm a Baronite, and it happens to him as well. Does Baron do that too? Bless his heart. Mao, wait, look at this. Bless your heart. Got a Kiwi now. Thank you there. My or I think it's my versus MAL. It's incredible. Now, let me give you some other stuff too, just for this is a little bit different. But sometimes I just want to tell you this. How can you say this? How can you say this? As you know, Iran is a disaster. Listen, it was yesterday to Max Blumenthal with Judge Napolitano. It will blow your mind. Remember the Ceuta, whatever it was, the invasion in Spain. Who was behind that one? The facts will, you won't know what to do. But there are these neocon folks, these people, these bellicose characters, these war profiteers, including Mike Pompeo, who, by the way, one time we saw him on a speech, he lost so much weight. I don't know if it's that Ozempic. Did you see Ariana Grande? I know this is a different story. I know most of you are going, what? But you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. That Kelly Osbourne, that look where they've lost so much weight, they've lost so much protein, where their facial muscles have Olivia Wilde. Oh my God. It's not just losing weight. Some people have lost weight, but they don't lose muscle mass. And as you get older, there's a lot of subcutaneous fat, collagen that gives you, you look normal. Have you seen them lately? It's unbelievable. And she's really sick. In any event, so Mike Pompeo, he looks pretty good, but he looks completely different. Listen to this horse shit.
When we talk about regime change, because you very squarely identified a little bit earlier, look, Manus, it's IRGC that is the dominant alpha here. Do you still believe that some kind of regime change is possible in Iran?
Look at this.
100%.
What a bunch of bullshit. You lying, Look at that face. How do you do this? Dear God, aren't you supposed to send lightning in? You believe that? Regime change in Iran? They're bigger, better, badder than ever. You created them. This is where I lose my mind.
What do we end up with?
Look, one never knows. No one thought the Soviet Union would fall in the early 90s, right? But just, you don't know until the day it breaks. It's right, that's the old.
I see, I can't do that. I can't lie. I'd rather say, you know what? We hope so, or let me get back with you. But to say, oh, absolutely, you're not going to believe me ever again. See, that's why this Andy character, he doesn't care. He just figures, look, this is my time. They're going to find out I'm full of shit. I don't care. But if you don't believe me, if I ever say something I don't believe, listen, I may say something you don't like. That's okay. I understand that. That's okay. But I'm not going to say something that I know is a joke. I know it's a liar. Now, do you know what's happening in Ukraine? This is the saddest thing. I've got a friend of mine. He's Russian, but his friends are in Ukraine. He showed me pictures. Do you know what it's like when you see this on an iPhone? When you see a picture, not on the magazine, or not magazine, online, but, and he's got people in the Ukrainian army who are, it's called man catching. They pull people off the street. This isn't conscription. This is called kidnapping. They pull people off the street and throw them in front line into the meat grinder. And they give them weapons. Sometimes not. Sometimes they just stand there. And the stories of this are unbelievable. Did you see this? This is from RT. RT has the best coverage, the best. I am telling you. Go, but not only RT, but there's others. You have to go sometimes to Al Jazeera and this They used to have, it used to be Press TV. I don't know if they do this anymore, but you've got to go elsewhere. You've got to see what they are saying there. They cover it differently. This is from a woman. This will break your heart. This is a woman whose boyfriend is being kidnapped. Watch, they reach in, they're grabbing him, pulling him out of a car. She's hanging onto him, screaming. They're spraying him with some kind of a spray. Watch this. Look at this. He's saving his life. Watch him spray. Watch him spray.
Пошли вон! Пошли вон! Мне 19 лет!
Look at this. Can you
Вера,
believe this?
звони Звони дяде,
This is
Вера.
Zelensky.
Звони дяде Андрею. Звони дяде Андрею. Мне плохо. Мне плохо, вы меня убиваете! Убиваю! Ладно, давайте я документы. Я привезу документы. Ну не бейте меня! Вера, не пускай меня, Вера.
This is Zelensky. Listen to this. I got it. Can you believe this? This is what we're doing here. Gematria Wombat says, when the maid found Heath Ledger, she called the Olsen twins, and they were the first responders, and Charlie's buddies called Ben Shapiro. You know, that's right. Very, very interesting. Don't you love the reality? Don't you love when somebody says, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. I remember this during 9/11. We were here. I was like, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. You have to go to where the truth is. Oman and Iran are now working in concert. They didn't have this before this bullshit where President Trump, God love him, said to Israel, sure, we'll do it. Yeah. Iran, okay. Regime change. And they're saying, come on. We don't have any tactical, what is it? What are that? Not the strikers. We don't have THAAD missiles. We don't have missiles to defend ourselves. And we're 2 years or so apart. We have depleted. And this was a report that was produced, and they're going after now. Now he's going to turn his back on Hegseth the same way he did Jeanine Pirro. This is horrible. This is a joke. Nobody's telling you this. Nobody's explaining this to you. It's unbelievable. And I also got to tell you one more story. I am disgusted by Perez Hilton. This guy hasn't been in the news for 2002, and he's loving this. He has destroyed, terrorizes children. This low rent, I don't know who he is. Mental health is nothing to laugh at. But you know what mental health problems are? Warriors and veterans with PTSD, children and kids who have been involved in child trafficking, regular people who can't afford mental health counseling, people who, by the way, can't do this because they'll lose their security clearance. This happens every single day. And then you get this guy, one of the biggest assholes of all. This guy.
Putin's family, they are having trouble dealing with what happened earlier.
Look at this guy. Look at this. First of all, who is he? Who is he? Let me just start off with this. Who in the hell is Perez Hilton? He was this guy from 2002. He was a big name. He was but now he's not. So you better believe he's going to be doing a documentary, and they're doing this, and he's doing everything in his power.
This week, horrific scene
happens every day
at his Miami house where he had slashed himself.
Yep, happens every day.
Over and over.
And recorded it and did it online. So you'd see it.
On a live stream.
Yeah.
And he is now in the hospital under psychiatric care. And his family is saying this is absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah, so as you know, he has 3 children. We know that
How in the hell did he get kids? He sure as hell didn't squeeze them out. Who would give children to this guy?
Children were not home at the time that this incident happened, but of course people are wondering what's going on with the family.
There is a person coming up. I'm not going to say anything. One of the correspondents. I'm not going to say anything. But you'll know.
So we actually saw, or the family released a statement basically saying that Perez is doing better, which
great.
is a great update because
he's communicating.
He is communicating. Now, as far as how much he's communicating, that is unclear, but they're saying that he is speaking to them in some kind of manner, which is very
I can
hopeful.
sleep better at night.
They haven't really touched on what exactly is going on with the children, but we know that his sister was at the hospital visiting him, and the family has really been by their side, by his side, along with his attorney, Brian Friedman, as well. But a lot of people online, I mean, as you can imagine, there's so much speculation as to what caused this. And a lot of people are turning back to the sepsis that he had earlier this year and have looked online and saw that a sepsis psychosis.
Sepsis psychosis. I've got all their albums.
Is something that can occur or be like an after effect of having sepsis because it does affect your brain. It can trigger these psychotic episodes to occur. So a lot of people are wondering if maybe that is somehow tied to what.
It's a creepy guy. Reminds me of Eddie Munster meets something
happened on
Tuesday creepster night.
The other thing we're trying to figure out is obviously, the people, we can't really get an answer because the people that know him that we're talking to don't have a direct line to him because he's in this 72-hour.
This really is important to you, isn't it? Apparently, young man, is that what you're saying?
Or psych hold, right? The big question that everyone wants to know is where are the children? Our belief.
We got the hands. Enough with the hands. Okay, you don't just put that. Hold your hands.
An assumption is that they would either be with the mother.
I don't give a shit about this anymore. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't want anybody to be hurt. I don't want anybody to be harmed. I don't want to, but it's like there's something about people. Where is it? There's something about people who make so much, who elevate celebrity status. And Candace, by the way, you said it best. Hollywood in particular is so vile, so disgusting. So it is everything that you've thought. It is everything that you've thought in terms of it being completely filled with pederasts and catamites and pedophiles and you name it. Gematria says we need to call the Olsen twins to investigate. It's just a quick. We are. Remember, we live in a sewer. We live in a sewer. The world is a sewer. There's so much stuff here, and what we do is we plot our way through, my friends. We get to the bottom line. So anyway, the good news is going back to the original. This guy is going to be, I hope that Candace Owens just is ready to destroy him. He wants a moderator. First of all, what moderator? Who wants a moderator? I want a conversation. I don't want a moderator. She says no time limit. It's like a Texas death match or a lights out match. No falls, no time limit. One man. The only way you lose is if you tap out. You've got to be unconscious or dead. That's the way to do it. But the thing is, Candace can't do this because in every 2-bit, is going to use her fame, whatever. But anyway, but that might be good because this guy once and for all. But I got to tell you something, and I know you don't think you might think I'm over kind of exaggerating, but I think for you to every now and then to have maybe a salty language, okay, fine. But when he went after this Charlie of this woman, this one, let's just go back. This is the one that will forever be in his world, in his orbit. This one here, the snizditch.
I'll try to rephrase this. I'm going to reframe, and I'm just going to be totally honest with you.
Now, this is, I don't want to repeat, but this is the debater.
I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator or I don't make good points or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly, you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
I'm going to leave it at that. This is where we are. This is the debater, the ad hominem. Neopsis says, Candace needs to stipulate that Andrew's mic needs to be shut off when he is speaking. His sole tactic is taking over people. He's impotent without it. That's a very, very excellent point, sir. Well stated. That's interesting. Very good. I would agree to that. The best part about this is that you have to ask yourself this question. What is it that I want to convey? Before we get into this, if you're going to sit down, and if I would say, okay, I'm going to debate Candace. First, what do I want to do? How do I want to be? I want to be somebody who's like, wow, this guy really knew his stuff. He was almost kill him with kindness. Kill him with kindness. You let the facts, you don't debate somebody. This isn't a fight. It's not an argument. By the way, argument in law is different than an argument in real life. Argument in law means simply where you're arguing your case. You're making connections. Whenever you're doing an opening statement in law, in a trial, you always say, the evidence will show. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence will show. The evidence will show, and we are confident that at the end of this, you will find for the defendant is guilty or not guilty, whatever, because the evidence will show. You're telling what people, I always tell people that this is the opening statement. It's like explaining how a puzzle box works. You look at the puzzle that when we put puzzles together, you see, oh, this is what the picture looks like. Oh, there's clouds here. Oh, there's sky here. There's grass here. There's a house. So when you get some blue piece, you go, oh, this is the top right. That's where the sky is. That's what an opening statement is. You're kind of telling where these pieces kind of interconnect. A lot of times during opening statements, you'll hear objection, argumentative. Not that you're yelling at somebody. You're trying to say, and this defendant does not make any sense. He's not believable. No, now you're arguing the case. You're applying how much weight to give it. You're not just describing where it's going. That's closing argument. And closing arguments, balls of the wall. You shouldn't believe this person because, after all, this is the mother of the defendant, and mothers say this, and you impeach credibility and all that. So argumentative in law is different. Doesn't mean you're yelling. It doesn't mean any of that stuff. Socratic method is one thing. Socratic method is great, by the way. Thank you. And in law school, is to ask people, what about this? What about this? I've always believed one of the things which is most important is to concede. When you concede or seem like you're conceding, what you do is you take the wind out of their sails. See, that's an interesting point. That makes sense. Well, I can see why you say that. It just, But I think what the important point is, and I used to think that, or no, you sit down and say, well, or the best part is to say, you don't know this. You don't know this. See, because I want to say now, listen, Andy, do you want to talk about the trial, or do you want to talk about the fact, kind of the who done it? What do you think? Because that's going to be a tough one. Who done it? Who did it? Because she's been able to say, and others have said, that in her world, she believes that one of the best hypotheses available is not the exploding. Again, by the way, this is the most wonderful thing. This is a stone. We found this on a river or something. It is so smooth. You just rub it and it's like hypnotic. Anyway, if this were the microphone here's a microphone, goes this way, hits Charlie here. She explains the shirt, this. May I ask a question? What does this have to do if you go like that? What does this have to do? You're up there, you're firing it, and you shoot here. And all of a sudden, on the necklace, what does this have to do? It's just, he doesn't even go back. He doesn't, like she says, 2,000 pounds of force. She makes a tremendous point. I mean, a tremendous point. So you got to ask kind of where are we going? What's the story? What's behind this? I don't want to give them any hints. But the thing is, you want to come out and you want people to listen to you. And if immediately, remember, you're going on her, these are her friends. This is her. You don't have a platform. You don't have any. You are the anti-Candace. You're like anti-matter. She is the person they're going to go see. So first of all, concede as much as possible. Seem like you're agreeing to take the wind out of their sails and then go for something else. And don't just act like you're so nice. It's just, you don't know what to do. This guy can't do it. Now, what Candace is going to do is she's got to also understand that the first thing you know is he loses his temper. He doesn't know what he's doing because he's the bully. He is the profane person. If she says something that gets him off, like if you say something now, listen, Don't get upset now. I've seen you in action. I'm not Charlie. By the way, this Charlie, whatever the show was, whatever, hats off to her. This was the coolest customer. She just destroyed him. She acts like, I call that the Nurse Ratched kind of a attitude. Like, now, what's his name? McMurphy. Now, it's medication time. We don't do that. It's like you're almost treating them like they're out of their mind, which of course they are. It's beautiful. So this, of course, may or may not. But the most important part about this is when he said, I need to have, Andrew Colvett or Blake or even Erica say, yeah, he's one of ours. Yeah. Because the best part, if she says, no, he's not. What does that mean? Say, no, you're on your own. One might even argue that that's an interesting stipulation. That's a way of getting out of it. You conducted, maybe like posting a bond might be another part of it. But we'll see. We'll see. Nothing's going to come of it. It's not going to happen. It's not. He will claim victory because he'll claim you created a condition that really has nothing to do with this. You created something in which you knew this was your way out. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. And I also love the way Candace said at first, there's this guy, Andrew. Oh, I don't know who he is. That's the best. Anyway, my friends, what a delightful day. To Vasiliki, happy birthday to you, young lady. A Leo coming up on this month, 26. Yeah, baby. That's right. We're going to party. What a great and glorious day. And by the way, you may or may not have noticed, but at the first, there was a problem where we had a sound problem. I don't know if you know that or not. I don't know if you knew that or not, but there was a problem where there was a sound. And thank God nobody noticed. I thought for sure somebody would point it out. So thankfully it didn't happen. And I apologize. You're tremendous. In any event, I love you. Have a great and glorious day. Look at this. Emily Smith says, Andrew thinks he's a big dill. Ooh, watch that language, Missy. Watch that. Yeah, a dill. People who don't say their, you know who used to do that? Joe Scarborough. We're going to put him in gel. You're going to put him in gel? Oh, my God. No big deal. Gel. You're going to put him in gel? Like hair gel? Horrid. How about the other day for, who was it? Valhalla couldn't say Huachuca. And this one couldn't say another word he couldn't pronounce. Huachuca. I forget somebody else's name. Anyway, my friends, I thank you. We might do something later tonight. Why not? Who knows? I may just catch later. Kind of a recap. Wasn't this fun? Wasn't this fun? It's great. By the way, to all of you who participated, thank you so much. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for our great moderator. You're doing such a beautiful job. We thank you. Big hands for her. Also, make sure you remain signed up. Make sure you are subscribed because every now and then something happens. And please like this video. Like it. It is critical because it puts us onto the HOV lane of idea dissemination and the like. And hit that little button so you're notified of live streams and new videos. I promise next time I'll have the speaker ready. I promise you. I'm sorry.